Jaguar's XKSS supercar icon, created in 1957 as a roadster conversion of the D-Type Le Mans winning legend. Just 16 were sold. Today they're worth millions. 9 others were destroyed in a factory fire. Now finally, their time has come. Project XKSS is back on. Join me, Mark Evans, behind the scenes as the missing big cats are born again. First, the big cat needs a body. Master metalworkers must make it from scratch. The XKSS bodies are all being handcrafted in this workshop in Coventry. It's a fantastically interesting place. It's hard to know where to look first. I feel like a kid in a chocolate factory. Now, workshops are always noisy places, but let me tell you, this one takes some beating. Turning sheet aluminium into a complex curvy car body by hand is a highly skilled craft. But the artisans building the XKSS body shell have over 350 years metalworking experience between them. They make it look easy. Trust me, it isn't. The XKSS body is basically made up of 3 big bits. There's a central tub for the pilot and a very crumpled passenger. There's not a lot of legroom. At the back end, a clamshell with a built-in locker that's big enough for a cheese and onion sandwich and a party pork pie. More glove box than boot. And then up front, of course, its most beguiling feature, the endless curves of its blindingly beautiful bonnet. The XKSS is arguably one of the world's least practical road cars, but to the human eye, it is simply stunning. But its good looks were a lucky accident. The XKSS inherited its body from Jaguar's D-Type race car, and no one cared what the D-Type looked like. It was conceived for speed.
It was designed by Malcolm Sayer. It was derived from the D-Type. Malcolm was very much into new technology in aircraft. He was aware that the aerodynamics of the structure is very important. So he tried to make something as streamlined as possible. The structure itself, if you look at it, it's a beautiful shape, well sculptured, being like a droplet of water, the way in which it falls to the ground. You look at the shape that it sculptures. The structure itself is quite rigid, and it's one of the first cars to be a monocoque construction. The car supports torsional stiffness through the structure, which then links back to the chassis again. Very clever design for that period, and it's a real feat of engineering.
Malcolm Sayer's design was ahead of its time. 60 years on, it's proving tricky to recreate the supercar's complex 3D jigsaw. Although a number of key engineering documents from the 1950s have been discovered, no one's been able to find any detailed technical drawings to build the body shell from, or any original patterns or jigs. So body shop director Andy Hunter has had to approach the construction in reverse.
We scanned an original car, and that gives us the 3D model. So the CAD data allows us to be able to cut a solid resin model of the whole car and the internal parts, and from that we can actually make the aluminium panels straight over the top of those tools. So we're actually building the car to the computer data we took from the original car, so we know we're going to be true to the original.
The complex curves are created using this, an English wheel, and as engineering equipment goes, it's actually very low tech. There's no power, no hydraulics, no compressed air connections, just 2 wheels held together by a ginormous G-clamp. It's little changed in over 100 years. The only thing you need to make the wheels work is a clever pair of hands.
Stretching the metal to put a three-dimensional shape into it. I said it's like pressing the metal together, stretching it. It takes a few years to practice to get it right, and even then you can get it wrong.
This is the art of engineering. The XKSS body is made up of 159 individual panels, all of them formed from sheet aluminium in this workshop. Well, all of them bar one key component, the backbone of the XKSS, its chassis, and it's fabricated out of a special type of steel called Reynolds 531. The same material used in the original XKSS, of course, but also in World War II Spitfires and even early Tour de France race bikes. Here's a glimpse behind closed doors. They've been handcrafting race car chassis here since 1958 for legends like Brabham, Lola and McLaren. The strong but super light steel alloy used to build the XKSS frames has to be bronze welded. It's a highly skilled job, and it's a rare treat to see welding this good. Separate chassis frames were a design innovation on the D-Type and XKSS. There are three: a main engine frame and two smaller frames at the front and rear. They take 2 weeks to fabricate. The chassis frames are just 39 kilos, all in. That's half my weight. Incredible. At the body shop, TIG welding stitches the aluminium body panel parts together. Crafting a complete bonnet takes 400 hours. As soon as the new engine frame arrives, the tub team begins assembling the centre section of the body shell around it.
We mark it, we set it up, and we trim it in so it can sit flush, and then rivet on. Well, you can have an inch difference, up to an inch difference from one side of the car to the other in the old cars when they were built by hand in the old days, because they never had the proper equipment to measure which we have in modern technology nowadays. When it comes together, and it does, it is a nice feeling. You can stand back and realise what you've done.
Made by robots, built by humans, the Big Cat's new race engine roars into life.